Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're going on a really incredible journey. And to do it right, I want you to actually step into the shoes of a devotee. We aren't just gonna rattle off facts and figures here. No, we're going to experience the beating heart of Maharashtrian spirituality, military history, and some really fascinating mythic lore. We are taking a completely immersive journey into the sacred Tulja Bhavani Temple.
Okay, let's dive into this. It's 5 in the morning. Imagine you're standing out in the dark, right before the first light of dawn breaks over the rugged terrain of the Dharashiv district in Maharashtra. You know, the air is really crisp, the sky is still that deep, starry black, and you're just surrounded by this quiet, buzzing anticipation from a massive crowd of fellow pilgrims. And then, suddenly, the silence is totally shattered. A jarring, thrilling boom echoes through the cold morning air. This is the massive morning drum, housed right in the temple's drumhouse. It's beaten loudly, and the purpose here is to awaken both the deities and the devotees. As that sound reverberates across the Balagot mountain range, you're literally transported out of the modern world and straight into a daily rhythm that's remained unbroken for centuries. Section 1. Legends of the Goddess. Who are we waiting to see? So as you stand in that pre-dawn line, kind of moving slowly forward in the dark, you really have to understand the immense presence you're waiting to encounter. Her foundation actually traces all the way back to the 12th century, built by the Kadamba dynasty back when this region was known as Chinchpur. Over time, they renamed it Tuljapur in the deity's honor, but her true era of historical prominence, that exploded in the 17th century during the rise of the Maratha Empire. That's when she transformed into the Kulswamini, or the primary family deity for countless families. It's a massive legacy that brings literally millions of pilgrims to her doorstep today. And honestly, you can't talk about the Maratha Empire without feeling the electric energy of this legendary quote, Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji. Historical chronicles tell us that the visionary founder of the Maratha Empire, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, was a deeply fervent devotee. Legend actually has it that the goddess herself gifted him the legendary Bhavani Tawar, this incredibly sacred sword that became a symbol of divine mandate. Armed with this, he achieved miraculous victories. And here's why this matters for us today. When you hear modern pilgrims chanting this exact battle cry in the temple courtyard, you're hearing the echo of an ancient, unstoppable empire just mingling with pure present-day devotion. But her story goes back much, much further than the 17th century. If you look at the ancient Skanda Purana, the goddess embodies this really fascinating dual nature. On one hand, she's a relentless destroyer. I mean, she annihilated the formidable demons Kukur and Matanga to restore cosmic order. But on the other hand, she's this fiercely compassionate mother. Like when a devoted woman named Anubhuti was being tormented by Kukur, the goddess rushed to her aid with such supreme agility that she became known as Twarita, which literally means the quick one. Over centuries, Twarita sort of colloquially evolved into Tulja. She's the ultimate protector who comes quickly when her children cry out. Section 2. Entering the Sacred Fortress, the architectural walkthrough. All right, let's see how this builds as the sun finally rises, casting this gorgeous golden glow over the stone. As you physically step into the temple complex, you begin your descent down these really ancient stone stairs, passing through 3 majestic gateways. First is the Sardar Nimbalkar, then the Shahaji, and finally the Jijau gateways. These entrances were patronized by Maratha nobility, which actually includes the parents of Shivaji Maharaj. And as you walk through them, pay close attention to the stones themselves. This is what's called the Hemadpanti architectural style, native to Maharashtra. It's constructed using these massive blocks of black basalt stone and lime, seamlessly interlocked without using a single drop of binding mortar. It's just wild. Now, as you look at these massive walls, you'll probably notice something highly unique about this specific complex. Unlike a lot of temples that are perched way up on high peaks, Tulja Bhavani is actually situated in a natural depression on a hill. Because of this, during the Maratha era, they built these incredibly high stone walls that resemble a formidable fortress, just to protect the sacred shrine from invasions. So it feels a lot less like a typical temple and way more like a deeply guarded spiritual stronghold. As you move deeper inside those fortress walls, you look up and you'll see the shikara, or the main spire. It rises an impressive 15 meters into the sky, and it's heavily adorned with these intricate sculptures of deities. And what's cool is, even though the temple itself is down in a depression, this towering spire is visible from all across the town of Tuljapur. It acts like this giant beacon for all the arriving devotees.
Okay, before you approach the inner sanctum, tradition dictates you take a moment for purification. You'll encounter two completely holy stepwells. On your left is the Kolol Tirth, which is believed to be the miraculous confluence of 108 sacred rivers called forth by Lord Brahma. Then on your right is the Gomukh Tirth, where water just flows eternally from the mouth of a stone cow. Devotees take a deeply refreshing, purifying dip in these sacred waters, literally washing away the outside world before they step into the divine presence.
Section 3. Experiencing the daily rituals, the heart of Tulja Bhavani.
So now you're purified and prepared, and you finally reach the Sanctum Sanctorum. This is where you experience the absolute core of Tulja Bhavani. It's a rhythm of life that is incredibly structured, yet intensely emotional. Remember we started with that 5 a.m. drum? Well, by 5:30 a.m., the Chhatrapati Puja begins, which is the ritual washing of the goddess's feet. As mid-morning approaches, the Abhishek takes place. The air just gets thick with the sweet smell of panchamarit, milk, curd, honey, ghee, and sugar, which is used to bathe the deity. All the while, the Bope priests, whose unbroken lineage goes back nearly 1,000 years, fill these stone chambers with deep, resonant, hypnotic chanting of the Saptashati. Then, the entire crowd joins in for Marathi artis, singing with just profound emotion. Later in the afternoon, she's offered Novedya. Now, this isn't some lavish feast. It's a humble offering of bhaji bakri, basically vegetable curry and millet flatbread. It perfectly reflects her deep bond with the local agrarian masses.
And as you stand there during the arti, you finally lock eyes with the goddess herself. This 3-foot idol is Swayambhu, which means it's self-manifested, exquisitely carved from this smooth black granite. Her iconography is breathtakingly fierce. She is Ashtabhuja, meaning she has 8 arms, and each one wields a divine weapon. She holds the severed head of the demon Mahishasura, with her foot firmly planted right on his chest. It's this incredibly powerful symbol of crushing ego and evil. Yet, smeared with bright red sacred vermilion and completely adorned with heavy gold, silver, and brilliant saris, her terrifying presence is totally enveloped in the overwhelming, majestic beauty of a mother.
Section 4. Mysteries and Miracles Beyond the Stone.
Now, what's really interesting here is that the experience of Tulja Bhavani goes far beyond standard daily rituals. It moves into something deeply mystical. For instance, unlike most Hindu deities that are permanently fixed to the ground, the idol of Tulja Bhavani is a chala murti, a movable idol. During specific lunar phases, this incredible ritual takes place, where the goddess actually goes to sleep. She's physically moved from her central pedestal and placed on a beautiful silver bed to rest after her exhaustive cosmic battles. When this happens, the entire temple shifts. It changes to this quiet, serene, completely different spiritual frequency.
As you step back out into the vast courtyard, you're going to notice several smaller, highly significant shrines. And one of them presents a really fascinating question. How exactly do you ask a piece of stone for life advice? Well, this brings us to the shrine of Goddess Chintamani. Here, you'll witness this incredibly tactile, intimate ritual. Generations of locals and pilgrims have come to the Chintamani stone when they're facing major life decisions. The tradition is simple, but really profound. You close your eyes, place both your hands firmly on the stone, and you focus intently on your dilemma. And devotees swear that as they meditate, they can physically feel the goddess gently guiding their hands to the right for a yes or to the left for a no. It's just a deeply personal, mystical connection right in the absolute middle of a bustling temple.
Which leaves us with this final, profound thought to close our explainer today. How does a space characterized by the primal, ferocious energy of Adi Shakti, a space that literally served as the spiritual engine for Maratha military supremacy and ancient cosmic battles, endure today as a sanctuary of absolute peace? The chants of Jai Bhavani that once struck terror into the hearts of invaders, well, now they offer courage and solace to millions walking through those ancient stone gates. It's a beautiful contradiction, really, and a testament to the enduring, adaptable power of faith. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of Tulja Bhavani, and I hope this leaves you wanting to uncover even more mysteries of the past.